We've seen some pretty lousy setups for storage shelves here over
For
the passenger side.
They did it.
They did it. This is what you want. So that's 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up for a subtle feature that I think you're going to appreciate.
I've got a fun bit of math to share with you a little later in this video where we'll compare the gas bill of this hybrid max-powered Toyota Grand Highlander with a Hemi-powered Dodge Durango to help illustrate how much money this new hybrid engine can save you. But first, let's get you up to speed on Toyota's latest 3-row. This is the new for 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander, finished in $255 worth of optional Windchill Pearl paint. It's built in Indiana. It comes with 2 available hybrid engines, including the Hybrid Max engine fitted to my Top Dog Platinum tester, with pricing as shown at the better part of 70,000 Canadian with all of the toys. So compared to the standard Highlander, which is still on sale, the Grand Highlander also rides an all-new next-generation platform, and according to Toyota, the big news here is adult-friendly third-row seats, not to mention enough cargo space behind them to carry a few stacks of luggage, a few coolers, or a dog kennel, and plenty more. So if you want something with 3 rows of grown-up friendly seats that are easy to access, this machine has you in its sights. And if you're eyeing one of these up to replace a Hemi-powered Durango, well, stay tuned for a dollars and cents explanation of how much gas you could save. And that's coming right up after the road test.
So we shot the Hyundai Kona a couple of weeks back, and camera guy James was frustrated by the storage shelf in the front passenger side of that vehicle. Here's some footage to show you.
We can talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So the first thing that happened when I walked in here,
that James does in every car.
I'm like, oh look, a place for my phone. No, like another inch. That's all I'm asking for is an inch.
Does mine fit?
Oh, almost.
Just about. Some pens or something maybe. You know, things like this. Say some hand lotion there.
But even,
that's going to go flying too.
Yeah, like I don't... Gum? A pack of gum will fit in there.
Yeah.
But like you don't want that messy. I don't know what you would use this for. Hi.
I'm showing the viewers the first thing you're going to notice when you get in here, but you
You're
don't...
really far away.
But I'm not telling you what it is. I trust you've got enough room back there.
Oh yeah, lots of room. I just had to put the 3rd row down.
There we go.
Oh yeah, tons of room.
Now remember what I said when he gets in here. It fits.
You guys are brilliant.
In that Kona we were just talking about, remember how frustrated you were with that shelf in the Kona, 2 weeks ago? Because it couldn't fit our phones. And look, you could put your wallet in there. It's not going to go flying out.
No.
You can recharge your stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you do a storage shelf if that's what you're going to do up there.
You did it.
Not that you're cross-shopping, because this is about the size of 3 of those. So, let's take it for a spin.
One of the most important things to know is that the ride is absolutely dialed in. That's thanks in no small part to the latest structural developments applied to the platform this machine is built on, and how being more stiff and torsionally rigid allows the engineers to take suspension tuning to new levels. At the tips of your fingers and toes, the Grand Highlander feels locked on and heavy, while simultaneously obedient, eager to respond, and confident. The overall feel reminds me of the new Grand Cherokee and early BMW X5s before it. There is a tank-like feel while heading on in a straight line, combined with a surprisingly responsive and confident feel when changing direction, changing lanes, or handling roundabouts. I found control over body motions to be one of my favorite things about the drive, even on muddy trails with lumps and bumps passing beneath. The ride feels consistently quiet and well-tuned. For its size, I found this machine to be lovely to drive over just about anything. Just make sure to watch that belly if you're venturing off-road. The long wheelbase means you're more likely to be hearing from beneath the vehicle over certain bumps and rocks. I really appreciated the driving position too. I can see right to the edge of the hood, which makes it easier to position the vehicle between the lines and while parking. The A-pillars are remarkably thin given the size and weight of the Grand Highlander. That's thanks to the new high-strength structure. We don't need big, thick A-pillars that block out the view. So really nice outwards visibility here, and a great place to sit back, relax, and take in a scenic drive. Up front, it's a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission whose torque converter has been replaced with an electric motor that's connected to both the engine and transmission. That motor can be used to start the engine, rapidly spin it up to speed, boost its power when required, or even do the entire job of driving the vehicle, solely on electricity stored in the battery pack, which automatically recharges itself as you just drive around. That describes the components powering the front wheels of this machine, and we are of course a four-wheel drive. The rear axle in this case runs Toyota's liquid-cooled high-performance rear e-axle. There's no need for a power coupler or drive shaft to connect to the rear wheels. 100% of the power driving those rear wheels is, in this case, 100% electric. Hit the throttle in sport mode and it's a good bit of fun, the electric motor's giving you a solid shove into your seat until the turbo gets spooled up and takes things from there. There's a good helping of on-demand torque that's always fun to play with, and the engine even makes a pleasing, angry snarl when working hard. But really, you're seeing this powertrain's best work in eco mode with a light foot, where the ride is electrically smooth and quiet, while keeping plenty of on-demand torque at the ready. I found my tester to deliver a smoother ride on the bumpy back roads than the Grand Cherokee, however. Here, I found my tester to feel solid, truck-like and rigid, and demonstrate nicely controlled body motions and minimal complaints about cabin noise. Really, the feel of this machine in use nicely matches its character. Job well done here. My tester is a pricey machine, but I think you'll really find that the ride delivers. Ditto the safety systems. I had no complaints after over 1,000 kilometers of highway testing. The lane keeping and radar cruise functions work with your safe driving to help smooth out the trip, making it easier to control the vehicle more smoothly and reducing your workload in the process. These systems work as well as some of the best I've tried lately, specifically because they perform consistently, they're reliable, and you'll hardly even notice they're there.
So we've got tactile climate control. This is all going to work really easily with your gloves on. We've got these big chunky dials here, allowing us to change tactile buttons for just about everything. Makes it really easy to turn this screen, power it off if you don't want the extra light pollution, and you've still got access to most of the functions that you're going to want.
Really, my only complaint here was a pretty vague brake pedal action, which could do with a bit more of a precision feel at the pedal, and a bit of a lighter steering feel at very low speeds could make it easier to help wrangle into parking spaces. But how much does this hybrid tech save you at the pumps versus a comparably powerful V8 engine? Let's have a look. My Grand Highlander Tester's turbocharged hybrid engine makes 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, and it'll drink on average 8.8 liters of gas for every 100 kilometers it drives. That's $13.20, assuming you're paying $1.50 a liter. By comparison, the Dodge Durango with 5.7-liter Hemi V8 makes 360 horsepower and 390 pounds of torque, virtually a tie with the Hybrid Max on output. With Hybrid Max engine, the Grand Highlander can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and with the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, the Durango can pull up to 8,700, so the Hemi smokes the hybrid on towing, and sound effects too, of course. But then that is the sound of 14.1 liters or $21 worth of gas disappearing for every 100 kilometers you drive on average, meaning the Durango's Hemi will put away about $8 more fuel for every 100 kilometers you drive versus the Hybrid Max. Now, assuming you drive 25,000 kilometers per year, that's an annual gas bill of about $3,300 from the Hybrid Max and about $5,300 from the Hemi. That's the Hemi V8 using 60% more fuel despite very comparable output numbers. And that's a savings of about $2,000 per year or $170 per month with the hybrid engine versus the Hemi. I think you can forgive the less exciting engine sound from the Grand Highlander Hybrid Max. After all, it's giving us V8 torque and pulling power with a gas bill like a RAV4, no plugging in required.